We're live, but we're not live. It says waiting for the Masjid car park.
It's gonna, any second it's gonna come up. We're live now. We're already live.
Yeah, I know. But didn't you say we're live
It
ages
wasn't
ago?
live before, yeah.
Oh, okay. So all of my words of wisdom were wasted while you were trying to fix the computer. When you told me it was live. So guys.
Okay, beautiful.
Where's the picture, mate?
Alrighty. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We do apologize for the delays.
Oh, no. Where's the
Technical.
picture? Here we go.
We're turn off. Yeah, turn it off. Assalamu alaikum to everybody, and
Walaikum
to
assalam to
apologize.
everyone.
You're asking a profound question.
I had amazing words of wisdom that I dropped while you were
Yeah.
outside on the laptop. Allah probably protected myself and yourself from my words of wisdom and our
Okay.
listeners. But Mufti, yes, when you become a Mufti, first of all, welcome to everyone. It's been a long time. A lot's happened, a lot to discuss, but over time I think we can unpack that
Yeah.
over the next few weeks. But let's talk about you graduating from a Maulana to a Mufti. So guys, when you see him, you gotta call him Mufti.
It's
Do
funny.
you prefer to be called Mufti Sab? Do you prefer to be called Sheikh? Do you prefer to be called Maulana or Oi Cow?
Just brother.
Brother.
No, it's a weird. I think it's a non-Arab thing, historically as well. So, I think because there's a role. I don't know about wanting to be called something. I think that's a bit weird. But
Here we go. He's trying to be humble now. Go.
I'm trying to be, but
he is.
it comes naturally. No. I think it's more like to say the Mufti. Like generally, what is understood to be a Mufti is someone who's studied under a well-versed scholar, and then spends an extensive period of time, like more than a decade, after studying, having extensive study, and then specifically in the issue of giving fatwas, they're trained to give fatwas. So they're monitored over an extensive period of time, and they work under the tutelage of a master.
Okay.
So in the way the course is done, and we get practice in it in a focused way, similar to university, but then at the same time, there's to mature in that. It's kind of weird because I study the quote-unquote alim course.
Finish your sentence. To mature in what?
In your ilm and like your understanding of application of the ilm. Because a lot of fatwa is dealing with cases. So actual cases, new cases. So you're applying the fiqh to a specific case. That's in short what a fatwa is.
I had the most random thing the other day. Actually, no, I'm not going to say.
So you got like theory,
Yep.
right? But then somebody asks you about their situation. A fatwa is make sure that fiqh is applied. You're trained to apply it, and not to
that specific situation.
like you're not strict for the sake of being strict. You're not lenient for the sake of lenient. You just apply the fiqh, and you take in the circumstances in its entirety.
So as a new graduate now, you've just graduated. You have the title of Mufti.
I mean, Mufti training.
If somebody comes to you,
a trainee Mufti.
so
Yeah.
if somebody comes to you and says, Mufti Sab, I need this, I need a fatwa because I've got this situation.
Yeah.
Do you research, do the fatwa, show your teachers, or you go, right, that's it, this is the way it is?
If it's complex, if it's complicated and there's challenges, then you never take it on board yourself, especially for a new circumstance. Then of course it's always better, even if you become a senior Mufti and spend a lot of time, is to consult others. Like Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu, he used to consult. He used to consult the Badr Sahaba. All right. So despite him, Umar Khattab and his status in ilm and fatwa, he didn't take it on board himself individually. He would, in smaller matters even, he used to bring them together and then deliberate on issues.
So what's to stop a new graduate such as yourself? I'm not saying you specifically, paving your own way, going, I'm a Mufti now.
Like lack of taqwa.
Yeah,
But
that's what I'm saying. Someone that's got no idea and he's just
So
loose cannon. How do you control those loose
cannons are called loose cannons. I mean, in the classic.
But within classical fiqh, this is
They say this alim is like. There's actually a specific term now. It slips my mind. Our teacher was discussing it over the weekend. We still have classes ever since.
Oh, fantastic!
So even after Ramadan,
Mashallah.
we've had like two classes on average per week.
You're such a nerd. You love study, don't you?
No, but it's like expanding.
Mashallah,
We
it's
studied
fantastic.
and
It's good.
So we're like looking at the ins and outs of this thing of like expanding fatwa, applying to new situation. Can you move away from your madhab? It's like more advanced discussions. So the nuances are like we've been last 1 year. This is post course. This is post course with the teachers in their own time. It's not even part of studies, formal studies. Like they're volunteering their time. They just want to read books with their students and that's on amazing. Advanced topics. Yeah, so on hadith and fiqh studies. So that continues. That never ends. So it's kind of like he said. Like I feel kind of sad because he's saying that. Okay, do we just wrap it? Last 2 days ago, he said, should we just wrap it up and call it an end? Or do we want to continue reading with other things? So I think generally most ulama and students of knowledge, they never want that journey there's no end to it really. And especially the discussions on hadith and fiqh, advanced discussions, they're really enjoyable as well. And then they're applying to cases like we're discussing the hilal issue. And so fatwa in its nature, you ask what is like what mufti does. So I want to explain a few points. Fatwa, by its nature, is ijtihadik, which means that a scholar is using his discernment to apply the classical fiqh out of books onto a certain case. So by nature, can you stop making the noise? By nature, it is. I missed you too.
That's my chair.
Yeah, no, but you're rubbing it against the thing. It's squeaking. By nature, it is a scholar has to apply his own judiciousness. He has to apply his knowledge to a certain case. It's not just like he's reading out a book. Oh, you have to do this. He might make a mess out of things, make things hard unnecessarily for people, or tell people, oh yeah, this is halal and it's not permissible. We've had those sort of things.
Yeah, so, like for weed.
Yeah. So
you're saying it's halal?
So the point is that that's the first thing. Second thing is the way, like in subcontinent and surrounding, the way like a mufti is somebody generally now. Is done the course and then has done some exercise in fatwa, but the reality is that it's like if in the Middle East they generally see like someone who's quote unquote a mufti as like a mufti of a city. It's kind of like from the Ottoman times they've sort of inherited this thing of like it's a state position.
Yep. Okay.
So like a mufti of a state or a country. That's one type of mufti. It's not a function. It's not a work. It's more a state position. Who does that role? Or the collective of that city, they say, yeah, this is a mufti and he'll be the reference point for the city on this given school. So usually it's somebody that is like, they're probably like in their 50s or something and they've spent it's so he spent a extensive period of time in giving fatwas already. So do you see that we consider the guy just doing fatwa work, sitting in Darul Iftar as a mufti already. And like in the Arab world, there'll be someone sitting in Darul Iftar, he would just call the sheikh, and he's answering questions, but they won't give him confer a title of mufti, even though he's a mufti. And
so is that are you saying that's a product of the Ottoman times?
It's a bit more formalized. The title is more like a state position.
That's more formalized in the subcontinent.
Into a role, like a function.
Is this a product of the last 200 years? Or since British came and we needed to...
I don't know about British. I think
they needed to fight against colonialism in terms of status symbols and stuff like that?
No. I think it was just naturally each society forms its own norms and titles.
What do we call Aussies?
Huh?
So if Australia calls its own norm...
Well, we don't have...
What would we say mufti sahib in Aussie slang?
Generally, like... No.
Top G, no.
No. Like we generally call our ulama sheikhs. People say like
Aussie slang. I want bogan, Aussie bogan slang.
There's no such thing.
What are we going to call him?
Or they'll call like, and this is a Western thing. I reckon this is a Western thing. They call Imam Khalid. That's a weird.
The head kangaroo of the pack.
Yeah. No. They call you like Imam Khalid, which is like a weird thing to be called. Like
Imam Khalid.
Yeah. Because like
you're an imam.
Yeah, it's like we're Imam of Masjid, but then they call you like they refer to you as the title, like as Imam Khalid, which is like title reserved for like great scholars of the past. Yeah, so like so like Imam Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, which is like a weird title to be referred to. As I was referred to one gathering, what? Like it's like it's a Western.
Tell your gathering, dude. Don't call me Imam.
Yeah.
But deep down inside, you're like, yeah. You better recognize.
It's weird. Like the role of Imam has now earned the title of Imam. The Imam of Masjid has become like an Imam for the public, a title for the public, which is weird.
But in Australia, that's needed because it makes sense because you've got Masjid The awam, the general population, doesn't have easy access to lots of scholars.
Yeah.
So the person you do have access to is the imam of the masjid.
Yeah. Like Mufti, my father rahmallah used to say that in Mufti, like every imam of a masjid is kind of like a Mufti because he's answering people's questions. So whether he's qualified or not,
he's got to know what he's talking about then.
So whether he's qualified or not, that's another story. That's another
Imagine the
issue.
damage you could do. I remember one town, there was a brother and he was leading salat. We could not pray Fajr behind this guy just because of how bad the tajweed was. Like, it was ridiculous. We were cracking up laughing. Like, imagine driving 8 hours, 9 hours, so you're exhausted as it is. So you just want to pray, but it's that hectic that you actually, like, energy comes
like his
back.
Fatiha?
I can't, A'udhu billahi minash shaitan, but on another level.
Yeah.
But the scary part was, because we got there on a weekend, he's teaching the kids of that town Quran.
Yeah.
How to read Quran.
There are very motivated people who want to do those things.
And
there's not one as many. And when you try to correct them, they take great offense to it.
He got offended like you wouldn't believe. But the thing is, this guy he was pretty much a hafiz, man. He wasn't reading short surahs. Like Surah Waqia for first rakat. But you tell me off for my tajweed, this guy was on another level.
Yeah. There was one hafiz, his tajweed pronunciation was so pecky, so Pakistani, sorry,
okay.
that I had to I said I can't pray behind you. Your Fatiha is not correct. I said, mashallah, you're right. He was a hafiz of Quran. I said,
how?
It's like certain things he was doing that they were not correct.
But why weren't they picked up during his studies?
Because the teacher probably had them. And so I said, I can't pray behind you. I told him, I'm not praying behind you. I said, you could pray behind. I'm not a hafiz of Quran, but I can't pray behind you. My salat is not valid behind you. So certain letters were pronounced wrong and changed the meanings. And then actually the thing with him was he accepted that advice.
MashaAllah, what a legend.
And, he became a hifz teacher. So, but he actually went and studied. He actually bothered to go and fix his Quran. Some people actually
see, that's sign of ikhlas.
Yeah. So he didn't take it he took it. He was upset about it, but then he actually did something about it. So people that they don't have an ego and
he's fixing the word one hafiz at a time.
Astaghfirullah. Yeah. That was specifically. I would have probably now I would have just repeated my salah. So
really.
But
if your salat's not valid, how is everyone else's salat valid?
Yeah. So anyway, that was so I'm saying the Mufti thing is if every imam if he in a way he's kind of hopefully he's qualified, does the function of a Mufti. Even the people in Darul Iftars in Arab countries, for example, they are Muftis technically. They're writing fatwas, but they don't get a title of Mufti.
Just do your job.
They're just doing the work of Darul Iftar. We would give them a formal title. So there's a non-Arab thing, I think.
So okay, let me ask you a question. Do you like the fact that you have a formal title? Or not?
I mean, does it help with anything? Does it change anything?
Serious question. I'm not talking about the nafs and pride and all that stuff, but I'm talking about just in the general, as a recognition of all the study you've done, or there shouldn't be a recognition of the study you've done because it's for the sake of Allah.
Yeah.
It's a conundrum. It's a conundrum.
No, because the only benefit of the title, quote unquote, is that it's like having the title of like a PhD.
Doctor.
Right? So
Doctor.
The PhD, not for the sake of the title. This person has gone through a certain training. Okay. Hence, he's done peer-reviewed research. He's got the ability. He's studied under. He can do more, right?
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Like my teacher, one of my other teachers, he's an Arab teacher. Last night, something happened. He said, what do you say? He said something. He said, I should not say it to your face. In terms of praise. And he held, but then he stopped. And he said that he was happy.
Say it to my face.
He was happy that that Allah has blessed you with spending time in fiqh or something along those lines. He changed it to Allah, that is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But he said, he was very happy with the class attendance, my regular class for last year with him.
Oh, mashallah.
And so he said, I shouldn't say, but then he wanted to appreciate.
Did you tell him you got no life? And no friends.
Yeah, I don't.
So
So
you don't have your money.
no, but alhamdulillah, like so it was good, alhamdulillah. Like it was good, like that. You when your teachers just sort of encourage. He just
Yeah.
wanted to say just something to keep going.
So is that what he does with you guys? Maybe that's something for you to remember, mate, with your students.
What's that?
Keep going. Good job. I
Yeah,
shouldn't tell you to your face.
alhamdulillah was
He just completely ignores that, Irfan. No, but my question is...
that was a published
How's that
last
class
month.
going? Is it still going?
Which one?
The one with Irfan.
Yeah, now we changed it. It's going to be in Doncaster. So
Why?
Because the brothers they're not coming, so I removed them from the WhatsApp group and Telegram group. And now I told them you come to the class tomorrow because they're supposed to attend, and because some of them are overseas and this and that, so they just dropped off. And so I said, all right, like if you're not here tomorrow, or you even reply to this message, they're like,
Literally no one.
no, there's like 4 brothers turn up,
Okay,
and so out of like 14 or whatever it was, so the 14 just like. It's like
You're ruthless.
it's not about. I
You're
gave them a
ruthless.
chance. I
How
gave
many-
them a
how many
chance to
chances-
actually reply.
How many chances did you give him?
Yeah, there's
I
an.
think that
I'm
might
teaching at
interest
MMS. There's like 45 students there, and 45 students
That's right.
and they have an attendance.
That's a new one, right?
That's an attendance. That's a Ilm college.
I mean,
runs.
that's the new
Melbourne
course has
Muslim
started. I know,
Seminary.
but that's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
new course has
so
started.
the same course I'm teaching here. These brothers, they're like the first
rightio.
round,
Yep.
and then that's the second
And
round.
how are they finding it?
I think they're enjoying it. Inshallah, they seem to
If
be.
you listen,
Well, there's a line after
wait.
after the class. There's a line of students with questions. It's very busy.
that means you're not doing your job properly.
Yeah,
What does
maybe
it-
not. Yeah,
There's like, can you explain this?
not
No.
all the students. Out of 10, there were 25% lineup. You know?
If you're listening to this and you're part of Mufti Khalid's class, give some feedback on the chat.
Okay.
You don't need to say your name. We'll keep you
Yeah.
anonymous. Nana, good on you, mate.
So,
Well done.
so
How's the baby? No, not a
Alhamdulillah.
baby anymore.
she's 1 year. Yeah.
Inshallah. Huh?
Published in Arabic.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
I
That's
saw
the book
that.
that I'm teaching there. So that's a book 1. Now I'm doing book.
That's the one you wrote
yeah,
yourself.
yeah. So now I'm writing book 2. So with that
Bro,
book,
where do you find time for all this? A serious question.
I really don't
How
have a
do you
life.
find time for? You really don't, do you?
Yeah, yeah. I really don't have a life. Like I stopped
May
doing,
Allah
I
protect
stopped
you.
doing
May
gym.
Allah save you. Why?
I stopped doing gym because
we-
I
we
have
can
no
tell.
time. No, I weigh the same.
No,
Actually,
I'm
weigh less.
No,
than
but
a few months ago.
you need that gym for your physical health, for your mental health.
Yeah,
Clarity.
yeah, yeah. Like I went on a treadmill the other day, 20 minutes.
You literally
Uh,
stopped gym.
Like
I can't even start it.
I was doing it till December, and then I really have January just let it go. But when I do mental work, it's so much work that you just want to switch off, mate. And I think maybe I should start walking or running. One of my sons, he goes running in the morning, like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Jogs, yeah.
Who?
One of them,
Older, younger one?
younger one, weirdo.
Random.
Yeah, weirdos. Yeah, I used to do that 20 years ago
Oh, God.
when I was like,
Just say, this is your future.
yeah.
Tomorrow
that
morning,
it's
tomorrow,
in the
tomorrow
genes, it's
morning
in
he
the
doesn't
genes.
even-
It
tomorrow
was
morning he
weird. I used
doesn't
to go
even
for
wake
like
up
these
Fajr.
6K jogs and in Doncaster, Blackburn, where we lived there.
Come
and
on.
it was
How
weird.
old were you?
I was 19.
Yeah,
And
yeah, at that age, I used to do 30K, but in the
I'm
afternoon.
showing off now. Look at that.
I actually,
With his
straight
top
up,
off with
my
top,
six pack.
Top Gun music.
There was no the hair flowing in the wind. No,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
actually being serious.
yeah.
25 to 30Ks every night,
Right. Mashallah.
weeknights.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I feel like maybe I'll start doing something like that just to get out, get fresh air. And
Why don't you run to my house and then I run with you back to your house and
Yeah.
I run back?
nah, man, that's all right. I live in Dandenong. It's not going to happen.
Oh yeah, I keep thinking.
Let me just do the
Doncaster.
block. Let me just do the block.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember one morning I woke up and I don't know what came into my head. I just decided I'm going to ride. So I rode from my house to, what was it? Not where Ravenhall,
Mm.
along the Western Ring Road. Then from Ravenhall to Werribee. Then Werribee through the city and back to home to Faulkner. I couldn't walk for a week. I just pushed myself. I can't tell you the pain I was in, but it was actually a good pain. This podcast is motivating me to work out, Molana.
Who's Abdi said Memons?
Huh?
Is he talking about us? The only Memon is here is
Irfan,
Irfan.
the one that doesn't go jogging at 4 a.m.
Yeah. What do you mean, Abdi? Huh? It's one of your people, mates, joined.
Memon,
Did we say anything about Memon? Sorry.
maybe that's why he wants us to say about Memons.
Okay.
So Irfan, tell us about your jogging routine.
I used to be
Put the microphone close to you so we can actually hear you.
I used to play soccer and
That's better. You got a very,
so
very
futsal
lovely
and
deep
all this
voice.
stuff. Yeah.
Have you ever been told that you've got a lovely deep voice? You've got a voice made for radio, bro. Keep going. Sorry.
No. So I do play futsal, the indoor futsal.
No,
I used
did
to
he?
play.
Yeah, that's full on though. That's sweat. That makes you sweat.
Yeah. So
Short, sharp bursts.
do some treadmill in the mornings.
Yep.
That's what I do, but nothing much.
Mm.
Control the diet.
Right, it's a lot more than me. Alhamdulillah. So you were saying 1 year old, eh?
So this guy that at the Super Bowl. Did you see the
Zulqarnain.
Zulqarnain?
What a name.
Nantambu.
As soon as I had Zulqarnain,
Did you see his
I was
interview
like,
with Jazeera?
Allahu Akbar.
Is
Nah.
it? They said in response to your prayer, the NFL says you'll now be banned for life. Would you have done with the risk? The risk of a ban, I was afraid I would get sniped by a secret service bullet. I guess I can watch a football match on television if I choose to, sir.
Yeah, that's it. So what we're talking about is the Super Bowl in America. Have you seen the Super Bowl happen in America,
Yeah.
which is like the biggest event in the American calendar? Basically, the NFL finals. They think that the whole world stops for it.
Yeah.
Literally?
They
Literally think that the whole world stops to watch.
we don't even
their Super
understand it.
Bowl. We don't even know what it is. Like
Yeah.
most people wouldn't know. But if you've seen the interviews with Americans, when they say, "So what's bigger, Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl or the Soccer World Cup?"
Yeah.
And the way they
or
talk
cricket,
about,
yeah.
or the way they talk about the Super Bowl, like the whole world watches it. It's the gladiator of today, right? Like they're trying to, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you guys genuinely believe everything, and that's why where you're at.
Hey, did you see the
Trump.
no, the
Is that where we're
American
going?
Americans are just dumb. But like that American lady that's in Pakistan.
You will give me $5,000. Not you, your government.
Have you seen
The
it?
one who refuses to go back?
Dude,
She's gone back
can
now.
you please somehow edit her and play this? Like,
No, I
one
think
clip?
everybody knows about her.
No, she's phenomenal, and the patience that the chachas are having with her.
That old guy, she's telling you talk too much. She's trying to help
That guy's
her.
wife's at home
Yeah.
going, if I said that to him, no, maybe not.
Yeah. She went to Pakistan. She was chatting somebody,
Yeah,
19-year-old,
explain it.
and was
She's
going to
not
get
19,
married.
she can't be
No,
19.
the guy was 19, but I think he was trying to like, he was just lying,
scam her.
she scamming, and she actually turned up.
No.
And some say he's scamming her, she's scamming, and then she's like at Macca's, and they're doing, and she wants $100,000, and but that old guy with the green clothes and the white beard, and he's trying to,
His intention is dawah, you can see it.
yeah,
Mashallah.
yeah. But it just it's like it's captured the thing. But her family said she's got mental issues.
Well,
Yeah.
Pretty obvious, bro.
Yeah, but it's kind of a anyway. Yeah, she's on the way back to New York City.
So some 19-year-old in Pakistan catfished her.
Onaija, that's her name. Onaija Andrew Robinson, known as American woman in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Mr. Trump, we got to
Like they were doing video clips. There's like video clips, sound people are
sound bites.
Yeah, but people are recording like miming her,
Do we talk about in this podcast everything that's going on?
I mean, like,
The ceasefire that is not really a ceasefire because every single day Israel's broken.
and they
ceasefire
abuse the
rules.
guys that are being releasing. They arrest them afterwards.
When you look at the prisoners,
They're not allowed to celebrate.
hostages, not prisoners that are being released.
Yeah, they're not
by
prisoners.
Israel.
Israeli hostages are being released.
And they're not
Israeli meaning the Palestinians held as hostages in their prisons.
And the stories are horrific.
Yeah.
Like, and if the family celebrates, they get locked up again.
Yeah.
And they release 500. Or
I saw a video. They had like the chairs in front of the house, like plastic chairs. Like, of course, they're going to receive, and family, relatives, and friends are going to come. So you can see that before he arrives home, the Israeli soldiers go there and smash all the chairs. That they make sure, like they go there to make sure that the house is set up a certain way, and there's no celebration. And you can just see what a cruel, nasty people they've become.
The world is frustrated now.
Yeah.
The whole world is cringing and frustrated because mainstream media
You wonder what.
has just basically
Obviously
sold out. Politicians have sold out.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, there's no breathing.
Yeah, but where something has to give in the overall system.
That's right.
Like, what would it take for it to break? Like, what would be the breaking?
I think the breaking point would be people's comforts, their own individual comforts are attacked.
Because the amount of
Yes,
money
right now
they have
it's
to
the
spend,
other.
the amount of weapons, money they have to spend for Israel, that eventually they see like
11
why
billion. Right now, 11
why
billion.
all Israelis got free healthcare and
Free
none of
healthcare, education,
Americans don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're paying for that.
homes, how
Yeah.
they're housed, like everything. Meanwhile, you got.
And there's a whole
hundreds
discussion now: is Israel controlling America, or America controls Israel? No, it's like it's specific that this investment of theirs.
Mm.
People look at sort of like houses, educational, these things, but that foothold in the Middle East, that are they at the behest of Americans working to make sure keep the whole Middle East under control, or is it the other way around? Yeah. So there's a whole discussion. There's like
But if
two
you have a look
schools
at,
in this.
But if you have a look at Trump and Netanyahu,
Yeah.
their interactions, it's the other way around. I mean, the president of the United States pulls out the chair.
Yeah, but that's a very small thing.
That's not a small
he
thing.
might
Not
see
on a
him as an
global
ally. He
stage,
might
on a
see him
global
as an
stage,
ally.
that's-
Yeah.
That's not a small thing.
Yeah,
He's
like
not dumb.
he's not dumb. So what do they have something on him? He's on. He was friends with Epstein. There's videos of that.
Really?
Very chummy with him. Yeah. Very chummy with Epstein. And is he? Do you reckon he'll release the list? So has he has a weakness for he
Yeah.
could have been the honey trap or whatever they call it. So they could have used that for him, and they've got dirt on him. Like people think the Russians had stuff on him. Probably the Mossad has some stuff on him.
But the crazy, what's even Elon Musk, like where he was and where he's gone to.
Yeah.
It's extreme.
Yeah.
And even when he did that salute,
Oh yeah.
they all came out saying it's the Roman salute.
Yeah.
The actual Zionists are sticking up for him.
Yeah.
That awkward salute, rather than calling a spade a spade.
It makes sense because they are it's an ethno state, extreme ethno state, and he supports, and he's like, he went to Germany, or he did a live thing to Germany telling them, you don't have to be ashamed of the world. Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough statement, actually. Like, they don't have to be, like, great-grandchildren should not be. Yeah. So that's kind of thing. But then, like, what's his agenda? Like, extreme national, ethno sort of like, it's not coming out of a place of goodness. It's coming out of a place of, like, he wants to really thing. And he's long term, he's on the losing. America's on the losing, like with their tariffs. That's another thing. Like they're going down. It's like a person that's about to drown. They grab everything around them. Because it doesn't make sense.
It's so obvious that not to him, maybe not to them.
No. It's a person that's drowning and they're just clutching on everything. And if there's somebody comes to help, they grab and pull them in the water with them. So if you look at them, that they're panicking, and China is not, for example, like a lot of their stuff is targeted China.
And Russia have come out so controlled.
Yeah.
Like, it's ridiculous.
I think they realize, okay, it's going down.
Let them do it to themselves.
Yeah. Because they'll just drown their own people.
We don't need to do anything.
They're drowning their own people with their tariffs. Australia's getting ready as well for certain things of tariffs in Australia. They're going after everybody. But the problem is, all right, like that'll be, because we're going to do our own steel. We're not going to get to Australia. They're not getting stuff from Australia. We're going to do our own. But it's too late because you've killed your manufacturing base. You can't, the Rust Belt is a real thing. You can't revive that. That's gone. Detroit is gone. Like your car center, like manufacturing is gone. So they're on the way out. It's just a slow death that we are watching. We're living through it, so we don't see it.
It's a cringy, destroy, take everything. Like
yeah.
A lot of people have to suffer on the way.
Level of thinking is so low. Like, we're gonna take all the Palestinians out. Like,
I'm gonna own Gaza. I'm gonna develop it. Like, it's somebody's land.
Yeah. They're gonna find out.
But the crazy thing is, the world is still silent. The majority of countries.
Yeah.
I'll give one thing to Saudis. You got to give it up to them. You know what the Saudi foreign minister said.
Yeah.
The ISIS thing,
Bro, he said take him to Alaska. Then when he annexed Greenland, put him in Greenland.
Yeah, and even what do you call it? Jordan. There's a thing. Are these guys just making statements for without any real substance behind it?
I was actually thinking about.
Will they do anything?
The
like
amount of money,
the Jordanian one,
the amount of Saudi money that's in under the America's control, or in the American financial system and markets and investments that are in the West, can they risk going against them, or do they become overnight paupers? Like the head office of OPEC is in Europe now.
Yeah.
So what power do you actually have? What do you think, bro?
Yeah.
You're about to say something before?
I was thinking you're mentioning about the Saudi foreign minister, but it's something else. It's okay.
All right, let's call it night.
Okay.
Hopefully next week 9:30 will be on time.
Inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, we had the internet issues again, so
Inshallah.
alhamdulillah we got it to work somehow. Yeah, inshallah. So
All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. And we'll see you next week or the week
Sure.
after. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
Got to switch it over there.
I got to run.
There we go.